Hello everyone to our third episode of Bsw, and Bennett just took out the ref. These two started in the ring before the match, before the show went live, but looks like Bennett went for a big clothesline but missed and hit the ref. But Anderson's going to take advantage of that, kicking him in the face. Of course, last Saturday, Anderson had a bad loss to Bennett after Bennett laid him out on the outside and won by count out. It wasn't a very, you know, appeasing or you know, crowd favorite way to win, but it was a win, and it's led to this matchup right here where it's a rematch where there's no count. Weapons aren't allowed. Of course, rope break is still on, but you can go wherever you want. We wanted to make sure that there was no count out. And if Bennett wins this match, it'll be proving that it wasn't a fluke, and he will be inserted into the main event title on April 25th. Bennett now grabbing the ankle and slamming the knee down onto the mat. You know, some people probably say that Bennett is the bigger man, he's the stronger man. He definitely shouldn't have taken that count out, as it doesn't do much credit for his ability to lose to someone. It does ultimately more to lose to a smaller guy than to take the desperate way out to be a smaller guy. And I think Anderson wants to prove that, you know, what happened that night was nothing more than a fluke. You know, he was standing up at the 9 count. I think one more second and he would have been in the ring, and that match would have been going. But that wasn't the outcome, and we're going to see if that outcome is changing. And Bennett's heading to the middle rope with a knee drop to the head. And now going for the cover here. Only a 2 count, however. Anderson still in this match. Anderson throwing against the ropes, and a big pop-up punch from Bennett. Going for a cover once again. This could be it. No, just a 1 count. Anderson staying in this matchup. Not having the best of times so far, but you know, these grapples aren't going to do any help. You know, getting tied up with the arm. Bennett sort of slowing down the offense, slowing down the crowd. Of course, you never want the smaller guy to get some speed, get some momentum. And Anderson knows that well, as he won his first match on episode 1 by using his speed, using his momentum against Slim, but now he's got a bigger competitor. But a code breaker going for the cover here. Code breaker came out of nowhere, but will that be enough? No, only a 2 count from Anderson onto Bennett. Anderson, though, seems very desperate for a cover here, going for it once again, but again, only a 1 count. You got to think that would strengthen the morale, the feeling of Bennett, knowing that Anderson seems so desperate. Anderson, though, a leg drop from the top rope, going for a cover once again. Very, very smart and impressive, but only a 2 count. Bennett quick to his feet, but a springboard. No, Bennett able to dodge away and gets a big boot for his troubles. Anderson now, pull back, no, slaps Bennett away, grabs the head and throws a big forearm, laying out the big man. Now kicking him right in that spine, trying to immobilize him. You know, possibly looking for something big from the top rope. I don't know, but we will see. Bennett, however, big suplex. You know, a little bit farther back, and he might have thrown him out of the ring here. And now he's going off the ropes, and a kick to the side of the head. Bennett now heading to the outside. Now to the top rope. Could be going for something really big here. A big knee drop onto the chest, going for the cover. Almost stabbing directly into the chest with his knee, but no, just a 2 count once again. Anderson showing some fight. Bennett, however, stalking his opponent. Not looking good for Anderson at this point. He picked up on his shoulders, and that's a knee to the head. That reverse GTS, that's a cover. 1, 2. No, I'm impressed by Anderson's resolve here. Able to kick out once again at just a 2. Crowd chanting "Fight Forever." These two have put on a pretty good match for an opener. It's going to be very impressive to see how the next match follows up. And now Bennett going for a big moonsault over the top rope. That was genuinely impressive from someone that size. Anderson, though, trying to get some scrappy offense in, trying to slow down the big man. Apparently, I didn't expect that he dove from over the top rope from standing position. If that doesn't show you that BSW is full of talented people, then I don't know what will. And I believe this match was set to be no countout. Again, I think the referee is getting confused here. If this ends in countout, however, we will immediately restart the match here, as we do not want the same scenario happening once again. We are at a 7 count here. This is not looking good. Bennett throwing Anderson into that table. These two need to get back in the ring here. Bennett first to slide in here. This time breaking up the count, possibly realizing that even if he won by count out this time, it would only prove Anderson's point that the fight last time was a fluke. What happened last time, he knows that would be his only way of winning. And I think he's definitely trying to prove that here. Throwing those rapid forearms. Anderson, however, quick to counter with a kick to the gut. Throwing Bennett into the corner here. Looks to be setting up for something big. Picking him up, setting him up on those ropes. Now springboard, leg drop. Needs to go for a cover here. We have a 1, a 2, 3, but Bennett grabbed the ropes. Looks like we got a bit more controversy. Might have to handle that next episode. But, I mean, Bennett seemed out of it. He didn't kick out, but he had the ropes. The referee needs to do his job, needs to call that. But he just missed it. And your winner here is Anderson Klein after a big leg drop from the middle rope. Again, you can see right here, right clear as day, Bennett has his hand on the rope, but the referee just doesn't see it. But your winner here, Anderson Klein, picking up a pretty big win here. Proving to himself that, you know, he can put down the big man. But we gotta get into our next match here, ladies and gentlemen. And now on to our second match here. Coming in first, making her way to the ring after her loss last night.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the bombshell, Azriel Gomez.
Azriel, of course, coming up short to Ariana last Saturday. And now she's looking to get some momentum this time out. She's sporting a bit of a different look here. Of course, last Saturday she had a bit more of a purple attire. This time sporting more of a pink and white. Crowd seems pretty excited though. You know, even though she did lose that last match, she did put on a really good performance. And I think the crowd is just enjoying seeing her here. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much the crowd loves you if you can't win a match. But it seems like right now her main strategy is to impress the crowd, make them very impressed with her athleticism. But we got to get her opponent out here tonight. Out here making her debut.
And from Long Beach, California,
Maria Marshall, known on the independents as the limb specialist. She's torn apart limbs piece by piece, and now she's here in BSW. Very interesting look here. Tattoos from the heel to the neck, all the way up to the face. Definitely a unique appearance. And she seems very happy with herself. Of course, standing at 5'6", 135 pounds. A little bit taller than Azrael, but I don't think that's going to be a huge factor. These two seem very even so far, but the crowd is loving her showing up here tonight. We have a really good matchup here. We got two competitors who seem very confident and very adept in their skill. And I feel like this is going to be a really good match here, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately a handspring, but Maria able to walk away from it. Now trapping that arm for a back suplex onto the arm. Going for a cover here instantly. 1 count, a 2, wow, a 2 count right at the start of the bell. Of course, Ariana did push Azrael to her limits last Saturday, but that, I would imagine that she's not feeling that pain anymore, but who knows, long-lasting injuries can affect anyone at any time. But Azrael now hopping up the middle rope, going for a beautiful shotgun drop kick. Excellent maneuver by Azrael to put her opponent on the back, but there's a 1 count. Maria, of course, going to be the more fresh competitor here. But let's not discredit her skill here. Of course, they call her the submission specialist, the limb specialist, the, you know, pretzel goddess, whatever you want to call her. She's had many different names, but it's all for one reason, and that is she puts you in pain and she puts you in positions you don't like and you don't want to feel. Now twisting up these legs and slamming them knee first down into the mat. Now stepping on that hand and dropping a knee right into the inside elbow. Azrael forced to go to the outside, but Maria very quick to dive off the top rope onto her. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a concrete floor. Any slams, any, you know, any pounding into this floor, that's pure concrete. There's no padding, no mats, nothing to keep a cushion for you, nothing to, you know, waver the blow. And I think these women are either going to take full advantage of it, or they're going to head back into the ring, give themselves a breather. Again, keeping high stamina is always going to be important in these matchups. Maria now taking control of Azrael, setting her up against these ropes, and picking her up by her hip and tossing her to the outside. Impressive strength by Maria. Now following her and stomping that arm once again. Been a big focus on the arm as of now, and she's not looking to let up as of now. Yanking on the shoulder socket, and now tying up her opponent and yanking on the wings. Maria, however, sending her opponent back in the ring here. Not going for a cover. We have a 1, but no, just a 1 count. Azrael looks to be a bit more awake as of now, as opposed to earlier on, where it seemed like she was struggling a little bit. You know, that 2 count at the start of the match is not a good thing to see at the start of the match, but Azrael's looking to get herself back into this match and looking to prove herself after that loss last Saturday. But Maria's not giving it her easy challenge. Maria has been dominating this match as of recently. And now again, this was the same move. I got Maria a 2 count at the start of the night, but lights have gone out. Azrael's up. I don't know what happened, whether that was production or what. I don't know what happened, but Azrael is back on her feet. Maria's in a bad spot here. Irish whip off the ropes. And now taking her down and biting at the neck and now slamming the head against the mat. And once again, a bite to the neck. Definitely unorthodox offense from Azrael to get herself back in this matchup. But it seems to have worked as of now. Maria rolling into the corner. And now turnbuckle Bronco Buster. Now a spinning heel kick from Azrael, keeping Maria down. Now sliding that heel under the chin, lifting her opponent up, and a spinning back heel kick. Well done from Azrael, going for the cover here. We have a 1, A 2, no, just a 2 count. Maria able to stay in this matchup. Azrael, however, quick to stay on the prowl. Punches her in the face, and that sunset sarsaparilla going for the, she should be going for the cover here. She is, but she's near the ropes. Yes, and the ref smart to call it this time. That is a rope break. But Azrael's not done with a beautiful shooting star moonsault. Now heading to the top rope here. Stalking her opponent. Playing to the crowd here in a double diving axe handle. Now dragging Maria to the center. Maybe thinking that might be it. Of course, that sunset sarsaparilla. No, I was going to say that might have just knocked her out cold, but Maria is very aware. It's only a 1 count. Does this leg sweep. Azrael looked to hit her head bad on that, but able to get a good kick out. Azrael now being sent against the ropes. And now a bulldog German suplex. Maria throwing around Azrael like a doll. And now right back to that arm. Keeping her offense to a certain part of the body is always going to be more advantageous for the winner of this matchup. It is always good to target a limb, because the more damage you do to a specific limb will ultimately affect the overall health of their opponent. But whatever Maria was going for was countered by Azrael. The spinning back fist comes in. Now Azrael off the ropes, backbreaker, using her knees on the upper spine. Maria rolling to the outside, but now Azrael from the top rope, crossbody from the top rope to a outside standing Maria. And now combos coming in from Azrael, getting some momentum here. Azrael hyping herself up, hyping her fans up. Looking to get something going here, looking to prove herself, goes for a moonsault, but Maria smart to roll out of the way. Slamming her face first onto that concrete. And now trapping that arm once again. Slamming her shoulder first, and now yanking on that shoulder. Bending that forearm backwards. We are at a 7 count here. These two women need to get back in this ring. I don't know what Maria's going for. Looks to be a Michinoku driver of some kind. I think Maria might take a count out here. Maria might just take a count out here. Maria looked like she was going to go break up the count, but the referee called it. But Azrael, you know, she goes for a handshake, and you know, I think she's a little bit bitter about the way it ended. But you know, when if you're not in the ring, you gotta, it's your fault. You know, you gotta keep yourself up. But we gotta head into our next match here, ladies and gentlemen. On to our third match here. We have a warm-up match for Ray Dunleavy versus a surprise opponent, and here he is.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 224 pounds, the King, Jay Flynn X.
Jay Phoenix, 25 years old, 6'2", 224 pounds, from Houston, Texas. You know, very, very, very impressive repertoire. Very good striker, good all-around in-ring professional. Very talented inside this ring, and this is going to be a hard fight for Ray. And of course, I mean, if he wins this match, this could be a good reason to, like, give him an opportunity. Maybe he gets a title match along with the other two people later on tonight who are getting a title match. Of course, Bennett, he had his chance, but there's a bit of contention in that. We may see, depending on how this match goes, we may see Bennett versus Phoenix for possibly entering into that main event title scene. Of course, Johnny facing Anderson Klein after Anderson Klein was just here in the opener, as he felt disrespected by Bennett that last Saturday. And so he has welcomed 2 matches here tonight. But let's focus on the people in the ring here. Ray Dunleavy looking very focused. Of course, taking a bit of a quicker approach as opposed to his last time out here. Of course, he did get the win. He did get inserted into the main event title scene on April 25th. Of course, if you do not know, Revolution X, April 25th, we will be having our first pay-per-view here tonight. And of course, everyone here is chomping at the bit to get on that card. But the bell begins, and a chop from Jay is a big suplex immediately out the gates from Jay. Of course, Jay, the bigger man here, kicking the back of Ray, really taking it to him early on. But Ray quick to slam him shoulder first down into this mat. And now grinding his knuckles into the head of Jay. Just pressing as hard as he possibly can. And now Ray heading to the second rope here. Looking for a crossbody, and he gets it. Going for a cover. I don't think it's going to be enough. No, just a 2 count. Ray's going to have to work a little bit harder to get a little bit more effort out of his opponent, but that big overhead belly to belly standing. I was surprised by the power of Ray Dunleavy. But Jay doesn't seem two-faced. Goes for a springboard stunner, but just miscalculated where Ray was. And Ray takes full advantage, now slamming his head against the mat. Ray looked to be going for that overhead belly to belly once again. But Jay, smart to evade, smart to counter that big suplex. Now setting Ray up on the ropes and yanking on that bicep, trying to pull the socket out. Goes for a chop, but Ray quick to block. Now back in control here. Follow-away slam almost into the corner. Both men seem to be at an equal pace at this point, but now a gorilla press slam from Ray. Ray definitely bringing a bit more power into this match as opposed to his last night out here. Ray now throwing some clubs and a fisherman suplex. Perhaps Ray is coming with a bit of a different strategy here. Instead of going for his usual striking, maybe looking for more of a slam-based offense. But now going for that move, I don't quite know what he calls that, but it's always devastating when it hits, and that's a 2 count. But now Ray looking for them daggers from the top. No. Jay very good to roll out of that. That would have been a really bad situation here. But now Jay dropping his neck onto his knee. And now a rolling elbow. Ray looks out of it. Ray might have some serious damage here, but he still is able to kick out. And yup, there's that damage right on the middle of his forehead, cut wide open. And now Jay with a big frog splash. Needs to go for a cover though, needs to get a win. If he wants to stay at the top of this business, he needs to get a win over someone who is already in line for a championship. And he might be doing that right now. Of course, Jesus, that blood does not look good on Ray. Looking really bad here. Now a drop kick to the back of the head. And then once again a drop kick, this time to the ear. Right now, helping himself up onto the ropes. Jay went for a big boot. However, Ray smart to pull down the ropes, make him dump himself out of the ring here. Now being sent against the ropes, but no, I think that blood got in Ray's eyes. And now that rolling on Prettier. I believe he calls that the Fallen Phoenix, and he's going for a cover after it. But wow. Ray's resolve, Ray's resiliency, it's proven him to be impressive, and it's proven to be the reason why he's even had the title shot in the first place. Was putting down the big man Lance Sutton. And I was snake eyes to the ropes. Ray hasn't had the best showing so far, but he has shown that he is not easy to put down. Wrenching on that arm. And now onto the neck. Ray, you know, after this match, we're going to have to get some medical team here, clean up the face of Ray. That blood is just slowly spreading across his entire face. And while you can't see it on the mat due to the color, it seems pretty bad. It seems like Ray might have some serious issue here with visibility. And it's not going to help with a forearm to the face. Jay is taking full advantage here. Springboard stunner. This time he gets it. Jay now jumping over his opponent, taunting him a little bit. And now kick to the stomach. No, caught by Ray. Ray gets sends Jay into the corner. Now a big alley-oop. Ray now stomping on the stomach. Being the aggressor here, throwing some combos. Excellent hooks and jabs. Into the swinging Michinoku slam. Going for a cover? No. Now he is. A little hesitant. Maybe that's what cost this. Maybe that was what cost him a 3 count. And I think it might have. You know, I think if he just immediately went for the cover there, he could have had the win here. But now, going for something, grabbing the legs here. Going for what looks to be a deadlift suplex. Ray Dunleavy, very impressive. Showing off the strength here. Dragging his opponent to the middle of the ring here. I don't know what he's going for. He's stalking his opponent. Grabbing the ankle, but no, it ends a guri from Jay. Keeping himself out of danger here. Ray now on the outside. Jay from the inside. Suicide dive. Lays out Ray. Now dropping the knee. Now a senton. These two are really going at it here tonight. Of course, we still have 2 more matches here. But a good Northern Lights suplex to counter by Ray Dunleavy. These two have been very even so far. Both of them have been very impressive. Showing off their repertoire, showing off why they belong in this business. Electric chair drop from Ray. We're at a 6 count now. You do not need another count out here. I think Ray kind of realizes that, heading back inside. After this match, we'll have to give you an update on the condition of Ray Dunleavy, as he looks unhealthy right now. He seems woozy, he seems dizzy, but he's fighting through the pain. Now throwing his opponent here. Going for a cover with the rope break. Again, Ray, this is the second time he's gotten a rope break violation. And Jay's taking advantage of it. Now stalking Ray. Ray on his feet. But now, another fallen Phoenix. That's got to be it. Ray's got to be out of it. The damage to the head, along with driving him head first. But no, Ray once again kicking out. I'm impressed, just as you are, by Ray's strength to stay in this match. But a drop kick to the head will do damage whether you like it or not, whether you have that heart in you or not. Now dropping the knees. Jay going for the cover here. I have to think any single cover is going to be enough for Ray, but Ray is kicking out at 1 now. It's almost superhuman how strong he has been in this matchup. Jay has had an uphill battle And look at the blood. It's covered the face of Ray. If this match goes on for any longer, we might have to just call it and give Ray some medical attention. Ray seems like a man possessed here. And now a big exploder suplex from Phoenix. You know, Phoenix has had, you know, like I said, an uphill battle, but he's definitely proven himself here tonight. Win or loss, he's definitely proven that he belongs here, and he's proven that he's an excellent fighter. But Ray just seems like on a different level as of now. Ray almost seems hesitant to get back in this ring. Perhaps now that the match is slowing down a little bit, he's feeling the effects of the damage onto his head, onto his skull. Picking up his opponent, however, and driving him almost middle of the spine first into that steel barricade, and now throwing his opponent back in the match. And wow, that blood is just, it's almost a crimson mask on top of Ray. I'm leaving that rolling forearm once again. Ray, however, still in this fight. Not out of it just yet. And now we've seen him put away others with this move before. This could be it. And oh my God, an immediate tap. Immediate tap. That was just a bad night. I think, perhaps a handshake from Jay. That was a hard-fought match, but oh! And a low blow to the contender. Jay not happy with that performance. We got to move on to our next match here. Excellent showing from both of these men.
And we are on to our second last match here tonight. We have a triple threat elimination redemption match. Coming in first.
The following contest is a triple threat Extreme Rules match. Making his way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 228 pounds, Thomas Iron.
Thomas Insano, of course, losing that first night of BSW, came up a bit short in that tables match. Of course, he did eliminate Austin Storm in that match, but it just wasn't quite enough to, you know, get himself in any sort of momentum, and he ended up, you know, getting eliminated shortly after. So he's just here looking for just a win tonight, as is everyone in this match. Everyone in this match has had no wins as of now, but we are hoping that pretty soon we will be walking out with at least one winner here.
First, from Hartford, Connecticut, weighing in at 243 pounds, Austin Storm.
Austin lost both night 1 and night 2 of his matches. I believe he lost a tables match, and then he lost an Extreme Rules match. So far in his career here, he just hasn't had much luck, but obviously he's going to be looking to turn that around. Of course, last week he lost to, I believe he lost to, I don't seem to have the results. Oh, sorry about that. He had lost to Slim, who, while he departed, it was still just a bad loss for him. And so he's looking to get, you know, a win. He's looking to get some momentum, and he's looking to get towards that Grand Prix or men's undisputed title. And coming in last, a bit of a different look here.
Illinois, weighing in at 269 pounds, the Gladiator, Lance Sutton.
Lance Sutton looking a little bit different here than the last time we saw him. Sporting a bit of a different look. Looks to have shaved a little bit, and looks to be a very trans-inspired attire. Of course, at BSW, we support all individuals in their quest towards equal rights. Lance has got a different bit of feeling here tonight. He's got a little bit more energy than he normally does coming down this ring. I wonder if that'll impact or improve his performance here. But he definitely seems focused, and I think we should just get this match started. All three men are in this ring. All three men are looking for a win. So let's get this match started. Austin immediately going after Lance. Gets caught with an elbow though, and now Lance and Thomas are looking to tag team on Austin. And they do. They get a clothesline leg trip. Lance looked to be going for a pounce on Thomas, but just missed. Thomas basically ran into Austin as he sets up for a big suplex. He then gets caught with a big boot by Lance. Lance now off the ropes, springboard tornado DDT. Now going after Austin, sends him off a rope and a Japanese single arm drag. Now, however, being set up onto the shoulders, but then gets caught with a forearm to the back. Lance is going to roll to the outside here, and a neck breaker to Thomas from Austin. And now a springboard forearm from Thomas. Lance now taking Thomas to the ropes, but gets distracted by Austin, and now Thomas is going to lay down these fists right to the neck of Lance. And a kitchen sink from Austin lays out Thomas. Now heading in for Lance, but Lance able to dodge, gets a clothesline of his own. Now he's heading to the outside. All three men now on the outside here. Lance takes out I believe that's a stop sign. I don't know why we have it under the ring, but we do, and it's going to be used as a weapon very shortly, I assume. Austin playing to the crowd a little bit, but not the proper time to do that. Thomas taking down the big man and Lance, wrenching on that neck. Austin looked to be going for a choke slam, but Thomas able to block. Not able to block that Irish whip though, and Jesus! Lance almost throwing Austin into our commentators. We have a first cover of the night here. Just a 2 count, however. Both men able to stay in the match. Austin once again with those heavy strikes. Lance looked for a big back fist there. Didn't quite get all of it though. Big overhead belly-to-belly suplex from Lance. Got a bit of a bad grip on that suplex. Looks like it didn't do the proper amount of damage it normally would, but it's definitely going to do enough. And a big suicide dive from Lance from the inside to Thomas, and then follows it up with a big boot to the face. Lance now back in the ring. Austin back in the ring. Thomas last in. Lance picking up Austin and tosses him to the middle of the ring. Thomas now using his speed, throwing some combos, and a big German suplex from Thomas, proving that size is only a factor when you let it. Power bombing the big man, and now taking it right to Austin as he heads into the ring. Austin, though, using his immense power to just club down him. Lance from behind, however, picking up Austin right on his neck. An Omega driver going for the cover here. I thought that would have been it. Drops him right on his neck. That very well might have put Austin out, but he just manages to stay in this match. Lance, though, gets hit with a heavy clothesline. Only a 1 count, though. Austin now. Cutter. Going for the cutter. Going for the cover. Sorry. Gets a 2. But that's all he gets. Gets caught with a big clothesline, though. Lance looking to take the back seat in this match. Of course, this is elimination, so Being on the back foot may be the best move. It allows yourself time to recover while also making your opponents have to stay active. And you always get the advantage on attack, but now he almost got caught with that steel sign. Now gets it back in his hands and throws it right on the ass of Thomas, trying to make that man just a little bit flatter. And now a neck breaker from Austin to the outside, the concrete floor, going for a cover here. That is a bad landing spot, but he only gets a 2 count. Lance able to stay in this matchup. No man has hit a finisher as of yet. That could change very shortly though. Lance saying this might be over pretty soon. Going for that stop sign once again. Austin, however, getting hit with a big combos, being dropped to the floor, and now a running knee strike to Lance from Thomas. Thomas is going to be looking for to get something big. Throws Lance back in the ring here, looking to isolate his opponent. Lance stumbling to his feet, but now being tied up. Ripcord, no, looked to be going for a ripcord forearm, but Lance able to get a boot up. Now doing a bit of an iron claw, picking it up and big slam, and immediately into some heavy punches on the ground. Lance though needs to watch out. The steel sign hits him right in the back of the head. Both men now getting up to their feet slowly. Lance having to fight his way up. And now a diving crossbody springboard. Going for a cover, that could be it. 2, 3, all that weight collapsed right onto Thomas, and he just wasn't able to keep it all up. And he just wasn't able to handle the weight, the power of Lance. And he's out of here. Now Lance could be the next one out of here after that reverse forearm. No, just a 2 count. Lance is able to survive. Though he's definitely not in a good spot here. He's dropped his knee. No. Lance able to roll away. Able to evade that knee. And now a big pounce. Once again, just sending Austin through the sky. These 2 big men are looking for 2 big wins here tonight. Of course, Austin 0-2. Lance 0-1. Both men in their own right have lost pretty significant matches that could have gotten them very far as of late. But that's it. You take enough stop signs to the head, you're going to eventually feel some damage. And after that 4th or 5th one, Lance just got laid out there. But your winner here tonight, Austin Storm finally getting a win. Now 1-2. He's still not even, but he did just give 2 people who were 0-1 0-2. So we might have to see a match between Lance and Thomas. But your winner here tonight, Austin Storm. And now we are finally on to our main event of the evening. Coming in first, making their first appearance as the BSW Grand Prix champion.
Making his way to the ring from Richmond, Virginia, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Grand Prix champion, Johnny Raven.
Johnny Raven, of course, winning a very big match against Matt Castle last Saturday. And now with that champion in waist, you know, he's looking to prove that, you know, not only does he want to be Grand Prix champion, that he also wants to be the BSW Undisputed champion for the men's division by proving that he can beat a current contender for the title in Anderson Klein. Of course, Anderson had a match earlier tonight versus Bennett Bracker, and he won that match. But will the wear and tear from that match show here? And will this be a quick and easy win for Johnny, or will Anderson be having a second win here and proving that, you know, he deserves to be on the men's Undisputed Championship?
Weighing in at 219 pounds, Anderson Klein.
Anderson, of course, a little bit heavier than Johnny. I believe a little bit taller. But, of course, we've seen how Johnny Raven is. He's very technical, very skilled in that ring. His size isn't really a factor when it comes into these matches. Of course, he fought 6'1" Matt Castle in that steel cage last Saturday to become champion, just to prove that, you know, it's not a fluke. This is not like, you know, something that's once at one time, but, you know,
this can mean a lot for the future of the titles and the future of each division together. You know, Johnny could end up being the first double champion depending on how he does in this matchup here tonight. Both men seem very eager to get this match started. Meeting in the middle and immediately going into this crossface. Got him locked down, but some knees to the head from Anderson to break out of that, you know, pretty deadly submission. But Johnny's going right back into it. He's looking to wear down his opponent. Of course, after that match at the beginning of the night, this is a smart strategy. This is a good strategy. You know, I believe he calls this the dead man's hand. And it's definitely doing some damage. It's definitely wearing down his opponent. Of course, a submission will not get you a point here, but it will definitely do some long-lasting damage. But now Anderson's turn to take control, doing a neck breaker, and another one. Trying to slow down the champion, trying to get a bit of an advantage here. Now a DDT. I have noticed between all of his matches, he does seem to have a focus. And now he's stealing. He is stealing his opponent's move here. Trapping him in. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it as well as the man who does it himself. And now a spike DDT from Johnny Raven puts Anderson on his back. Now Johnny, the first one to go for a table here. Definitely, again, a smart strategy. The earlier you can go for a table, the earlier you can put someone through a table, the more likely you are to get an early advantage and possibly an advantage the whole night. Anderson now being picked up on the shoulders. This doesn't look good for him. But no, Johnny, instead electing to go for a snake eyes on the ropes instead of trying to put him through that table. Could have been the first point of the night. Of course, we see Johnny Raven with that support trans kids on his arm. Of course, we here at BSW are firmly in support of all trans men and women in their... Sorry, just going to focus on the action here. A chop block saves himself from going through that table. We here at BSW pride ourselves on being supportive of trans men and women as they support the struggle of just getting equal rights. But now let's focus back in on the action here. Johnny Raven throws Anderson into that table. Now looks to be setting up for something big. That suplex, this time looking to get it. But Anderson once again able to slip out. This time not choosing to go for that chop block. Instead setting Johnny Raven up against that table. Setting up for, looks to be a flapjack through the table. Anderson Klein gets the first point of the night. But he's not looking to stop just there. He's picking up that table now and setting it up near the south side of the ropes. The crowd's chanting, "This is awesome." They're clearly loving the action they're seeing. Anderson now sending Johnny into the corner and a big chop to the chest. Johnny, little trapped between the table and the ropes, kicks the table out. And now a moonsault, splash, sorry, not a moonsault, from the top rope from Anderson. Anderson looking to set up that table once again. Sets it up in a corner this time and slamming Johnny's head down. Less than 5 minutes into this match and we already have our first point. This is not a good showing of Johnny so far. Johnny now on the outside, shades of sudden death. You know, we just saw that, we almost saw that earlier tonight with Lance Sutton, but, Johnny taking a playbook out of the bigger man's book. Now trying to send Anderson into the ring, but Anderson manages to stop himself. Don't think it was the best idea, though. Gets caught with a German suplex into a ripcord lariat. Johnny now a little bit humiliating, stomping on his opponent's body. Now sending him back inside. Johnny, however, choosing to go back outside, possibly looking for another table here. And he pulls another one out. Crowd's chanting for we won tables, and they're gonna get them. Now a big boot from Johnny. Johnny now backing up, looking for something. Possibly looking for that front flip DDT, that dead man's hand DDT variation. Crowd chanting for one more time, but if I was Johnny, I'd be looking to put Anderson through a table. Johnny choosing to get that table from the outside and sliding it in. Now going for a reverse DDT, keeping Anderson down. Buying some time for himself as he can set up this table. Drops Anderson with that table. Now just sort of standing still, maybe taking a bit of a breather here. Or possibly just watching his opponent. I don't know what he's going through right now. But his opponent goes for a reach around low blow. Looks to be grabbing the ass cheek a little bit, but doesn't seem to have done much damage. But he does get caught with a discus knee strike. Johnny gonna roll to the outside. Some dirty offense from Anderson. Now Anderson, table in hand, gets caught with a kick to the gut, however. Two tables set up on the inside. This could be a bad situation for whoever's on the back foot heading into this ring. But Anderson throwing some big strikes to the face on the outside to Johnny. Johnny, however, responds with a kick to the gut. But Anderson doesn't seem to care much. Picks him up in a powerbomb position. Heading over to the apron. An apron powerbomb. Swinging him to the side. Now just taunting to the crowd a little bit. Making fun of his opponent. And again with these big strikes. Throwing him with ill intent is Anderson. And now sending his opponent back in the ring here. Knocks out that table as he slides in, but of course he's going to be looking to set that table right back up. Sets it up more on the northeast side now. Now looking to drag his opponent, looking for that possibly another flapjack through these tables. No, instead looking to go for a suplex. Could this be another point for Anderson? And it is. Johnny's got to figure out some way to get back into this matchup. As of right now, seems a little laid out. Seems like he's not in the best position so far. Both men back on their feet, however. Kick to the gut from Johnny. And a spinning heel kick. Anderson seems desperate to crawl to that corner, taking a breather. Johnny goes to the outside, looking for another table. These two men, it almost seems like they might have forgotten about the table in the corner. And now a kick to the gut from Johnny. Now pressing down with all of his weight onto the chest. Now a big Meteora. You know, shaking it for the crowd a little bit. But again, Johnny seems more interested in getting tables than putting Anderson through them, and that's his current issue right here. As he's 2-0. Sorry, 0-2, not in his favor, of course. He's got to be going for something, but he instead goes for this dead man's hand once again. Wrenching far on the neck. Anderson's panicking a little bit. And Anderson's tapping, but I don't, you know, it doesn't give him a point. It doesn't do anything for him in this matchup. And he just, you know, he might be in a good position to just throw him right through that table in the corner, but instead choosing to go for a table on the outside. And again, he's looking for another table. I don't know what he has planned, but right now he's racing against the clock and it's not going well. Anderson sprints all the way to around the ring to kick Johnny in the gut. And now a kip up enziguri. Well done by Anderson. But now Anderson gets caught in the cut with a kick. Now a kick to the knee. And driving Anderson face first into that concrete floor. These two men now trading blows on the outside. Johnny with gets caught with a big forearm. And now thrown into those concrete steps. Anderson's looking to punish the Grand Prix champion. Prove to him why he's only in the Grand Prix division, not in the main division. Picking up that table, but instead dropping it, possibly realizing, you know, you have tables inside the ring that you could use. But I don't know what's going through the mind of either man here. Both these men should be focusing on putting each other through tables, but it seems like they're more interested in just dealing damage to each other. It's definitely an interesting strategy, but I'll be excited to see how it pays off. Anderson taunting a little bit for the crowd. Johnny now grabs him from the waist from behind and a dragon suplex onto that concrete floor right on the net. And now he's showing off for the crowd. But again, Johnny should be going at 100 miles per hour at this point. 9 minutes left to get 3 points to win the match. 2 even to just tie it up. But again, it seems like he doesn't know what he wants to do with this table. Picking it up once again, heading over to whack him in the face, but he's dropping it. These two are heading further up the ramp when they should be heading closer to the ring. And Johnny just doesn't know what he wants to do with this table. He's very indecisive. And it gave Anderson an advantage to throw some strikes. Heavy ones at that. Another kip up enziguri from Anderson. Picking up that table now. Is he going to have a similar issue? And he is. Either men could just seem to want to get the other to just, you know, get him back in the ring. Anderson heading in, but again heads right back out. Throwing some chops and punches now and a knee drop. 8 minutes left. Of course, Anderson could play smart. He could decide to just, you know, evade Johnny for the rest of this match. But I don't think that's Anderson's style. Anderson could be the first man to win 2 matches in one night in BSW with a roundhouse kick. Johnny laid out on the outside. Anderson taking a breather on the inside here. Finally heading back out. Now picking Johnny back up. Going for a snap suplex on the outside. Now picking up that table, but is he going to do anything with it is the real question. Johnny, 2-1 knee. But no, again, just, you know, this offense on the outside, they just don't know what to do with this table. They don't think they have the time to set it up, I assume. But Johnny's out on his feet. You know, he's getting trapped with that table on his feet. But Johnny should try and make his way back inside. Johnny throws Anderson into that apron, but Anderson elects to fall to the floor instead of following through inside the ring. One of these men have to make a decision to just get inside this ring. Johnny makes the forceful decision to throw Anderson inside, picking up that table, but again dropping it. Johnny has made a big mistake in this matchup the entire night, basically. You know, there's been 2 tables in this ring for more than, you know, 5 minutes. And now finally Anderson being sent into the table into the corner. And diving, no. Johnny dives directly into that table, but just drives himself through. Anderson able to dodge out of the way. Now a kick to the gut. Gets that table in his own hands. And whacking him right in the face. But again, you know, it's 2-0 in Anderson's favor. 5 minutes left in this matchup. Johnny just doesn't seem any bit focused on the goal of this matchup, which is to put your opponent through a goddamn table. And you know what? He's going to be losing the match for that. Unless he can make a sudden miracle comeback, this match is over and done, and we still have 5 minutes remaining. Johnny now being sent back inside the ring here. There is a table right there. I don't know if they just don't realize it because of the rubble, or if they just, maybe it's a weakened table. I don't quite know the reason, but no matter the reason, both of these men have just been not paying great attention to the goal of this matchup, and instead it chose to just brawl on the outside for most of this match, using the table as more of a weapon instead of an object of the match. And now grabbing the wrist for a knee strike to the face of Anderson. At a certain point, I have to question whether this is just a message from Johnny saying, you know, I don't care about this matchup, I care about my title, and unless it's for the title, I couldn't care less. But at a certain point, he's going to have to make a decision as to what he wants to do with that title. He's going to have to make a decision as to how he is going to prove that he is a worthy champion. And it's definitely not a good look to start your championship reign off with a loss. Anderson, now a kick to the gut, but then just tries to get back in that ring. Johnny's going to force him in. There is a table, but again, Johnny heading to the outside here, picking up that table on the outside. It seems like these two have just been obsessed with this table. I'm very confused by the goal of this matchup for these two. I don't know if they've just forgotten what the goal of the match is, or if they've just elected to ignore it. But either way, this has been a very bad showing for both men, I think. Of course, Anderson currently in the lead. We have two tables in the ring here. There's no reason to head to the outside for a table, and now a DDT. No. Johnny punches to the gut, saves himself from being driven into the mat. Now throwing some heavy knees to the gut. Drops Anderson. Johnny now heading to the corner, looking for that front flip DDT. And he gets it. No, thrown overhead by Anderson. Anderson now picking up a table, looking probably to get his third point of the night. He sets that table up. Not a good look for Anderson right now. Sorry, for Johnny. Johnny now being sent to that table. Johnny looking to get another flat strike. That's a third point for Anderson. At this point, you know, it's a steep hill to climb for Johnny. I don't want to count him out just yet, but honestly, I don't even think that Johnny cares. I don't think he cares about the matchup. I don't think he cares about winning. I think he's just elected to ignore, and I think he's just trying to do some damage, trying to possibly make his opponents afraid. It is definitely a certain strategy that, you know, has been employed before, but I just don't think it's good. I don't think that's what he should have gone for here tonight. I think he probably should have chosen to go for, you know, a bit more of a traditional offense. Johnny now being sent back inside the ring here. Johnny looking to get dragged, but no, he manages to stop that. Now a big fisherman from Johnny. You know, I think even at this point, even just getting a single point would be good for at least just champion morale. Sets him up on that table, looking for a big German suplex, and he gets his first point with 1 minute and 41 seconds remaining. There is a chance, there is always a chance, but it is not a steep one. Crowd seems like they're loving this matchup, but in my opinion, it just hasn't been a great showing for either man. Of course, it is now 3-1 in case you have forgotten the score. Johnny, however, laying out Anderson on the inside. Johnny, again, he just can't seem to decide what he wants to do in this matchup, and it's been a big fault in his game. I'm thoroughly confused. Maybe some head trauma, maybe some damage to the face. I don't know quite what has happened, but he just can't seem to choose what he wants to do. Gets caught with a big kick to the face. Johnny now stalking his opponent, looking for that dead man's hand once again. 20 seconds remaining. And I believe your winner here tonight is Anderson Klein, but I think at the end of the day, this is just a message to the locker room that the only thing that Johnny cares about is his title. And he's going for it once again, this time going for the arm. But your winner here, the first man to win twice in one night, Anderson Klein, proving why he belongs in that men's undisputed title ship.
Anderson Klein.
Getting a big win here tonight, 2 big wins here tonight. Of course, there was a bit of contention with that first match. But we're going to move on to our next week's show, next Saturday. And we thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you next week.